Hi everyone, welcome to another Stitch Study Monthly with me, Laura, and this month I'm going to be showing you how to crochet the Harlequin stitch. Now the Harlequin stitch is very similar to the Catherine wheel stitch, but in my opinion it's a little bit easier and works up a little bit nicer. So let's give it a try, shall we? Okay, so for this stitch I'm using a chunky bulky weight yarns. This is a yarn weight of 5, and it's really nice to choose 3 colours, but because white doesn't show up so well on camera, I'm just going to work it in 2 colours and just show you the rows that you need to repeat and how to finish it off as well. And with this yarn I'm using a 6mm crochet hook, but you can of course use any yarn that you like for this stitch. It really makes no difference. So you're also going to need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle as well. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's begin. So I'm going to start off with the pink yarn, and the first thing you want to do is work to a unit of 8 plus 2. So I'm going to work to the 8 times table to begin with. So we start with our slip knot and work a few repeats of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's our first set of 8, and then we do another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's another 8, and I'll just do one more set of 8. So we've got 3 times 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So for this little example, I'm just going to do 3 lots of 8, but just keep working units of 8 until you have the length that you want for your project. And when you've got your desired length, what we're going to do then, when working normal chains like this, we're going to add an extra 2 chains. So 1 and 2. If you already have stitches worked, then you just want to add just 1, but for a normal chain row and for most beginners we're going to be using normal chains, so we add 2 at the end. Okay, so I've got a final stitch count of 3 times 8 plus an extra 2. And then what we're going to do is we are going to work 1 single crochet into our second chain from our hook. So this pattern's in US terminology, so in UK terms it's going to be a double crochet. So we don't count the loop on our hook. There's our first chain, there's our second. So put your hook into there and work 1 single crochet. Okay. Then we're going to skip 3 chains, so skip 1, skip 2, skip 3. Then in the next chain we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So in UK terms that's trebles. So in the 4th chain we're going to do 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. Then we chain 1 and work another 3 double crochet in the same chain. So go back into the same chain, do another 3 double crochet, or 3 trebles in UK terms. 2 and 3. And then we're going to skip 3 stitches again, 3 chains, so skip 1, skip 2, skip 3. Then in the next chain, we're going to do 1 single crochet, just 1 single crochet. Then we repeat that all the way to the end. So we skip 3 again, 1, 2, 3. Then in the 4th chain, we do 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, then we chain 1 and we do another 3 double crochet in the same chain. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we end up this nice sort of fan shape. Then we skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and we work 1 single crochet in the next chain. Just 1 single crochet. Okay, and then you repeat that all the way to the last stitch, so all the way to the end. So, because mine's quite short, I'll just keep going. So we skip 3, 1, 2, 3. Then the next chain, it's 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. So if this is a little bit fast for you, I do recommend learning some more beginner tutorials on the basic stitches like single crochets and double crochets, then coming back. And we've got 4 chains left, so we skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and we should end on a 1 single crochet. And that's our first row done, or second row if you count the chains as the first row. And this should hopefully look something like this. So what you might want to do now is change colour. Okay, so after the first chain row and this row, we're going to change colour just to make it look a little bit nicer. And to do that, we're going to just join it with a chain 1 at the end. So for me, I'm going to grab a nice grey colour, and we're just going to join that with a little chain 1, which we're not going to count as a stitch. It's just a joining chain, and pull your tail ends nice and tight. And now we're working with our next colour. And now we're going to start the first row, one of which we want to repeat. So this design, this stitch, has a repeat of 4 rows, and that's row 3, 4, 5, and 6 that we repeat. And they're all quite similar. So the beginning of row 3, we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to turn our work, and we're going to skip the stitch below our chain. So this very first stitch we skip. Then we're going to double crochet 3 stitches together. So we're going to yarn over, skip this first stitch below your chains, go into the next stitch, bring the yarn through, and yarn over, pull through 2, but stop, yarn over again, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, stop, and then because we're double crocheting 3 together, we yarn over again and go into the 3rd stitch. Bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through all loops, and that double crochets 3 stitches together. So hopefully you have an understanding already of how to double crochet things together. Then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 7. Chain 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we're chaining 7, and then we're going to double crochet 6 stitches together, but we're going to skip the single crochet in the middle. So yarn over, and we're going to skip this chain 1 space, and then working into these proper stitches, we start here. So bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, stop, yarn over into our 2nd stitch, bring the yarn through, pull through 2, stop, yarn over into the 3rd stitch, pull through 2, stop, and then we're going to skip the next stitch, which is our previous single crochet. You want to skip that and double crochet the next 3 together. So yarn over into the 4th stitch, pull through 2, stop, yarn over into the 5th stitch, pull through 2, and one more time, yarn over into that 6th stitch and pull through 2. Okay, so you should end up with, how many loops you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we yarn over, pull through all loops. It helps to turn your hook, point it downwards to come through. And there we go, we've double crocheted 6 stitches together, but we've skipped that previous single crochet and we skipped this chain 1 space. And we repeat that all the way across. So then we chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So chain 7 and do the same thing again. So we yarn over, we're going to skip the chain 1 space, start in the next proper stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, stop, repeat that 5 more times, yarn over into the second stitch, pull through 2, yarn over into the third stitch, pull through 2, then yarn over, skip the previous single crochet. So once you've done 3, we skip 1, then do the next 3. So yarn over into the 4th stitch, pull through 2, yarn over into the 5th stitch, pull through 2, and then one more time, yarn over into the 6th stitch, pull through 2. You should have 7 loops on your hook. We yarn over, twist your hook down and come through all those stitches. Okay, and as you can see, we're near the end. You end up with this sort of half semicircle, but we still chain 7. So chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But this time we're just going to double crochet 3 together like we did at the beginning. So we yarn over, again still skipping that chain 1 space, go into the next stitch, bring the yarn through and pull through 2, stop, yarn over into the second stitch, pull through 2, yarn over into the third stitch, pull through 2, then we stop, we've got 4 loops. We're going to yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. And as you can see, we've got 1 stitch left. And in that very last stitch, we're going to work a treble crochet. And this might be a little bit different to how other people teach this stitch, but I find this creates a much neater edge at the end. So to do a treble, or in UK terms, a double treble, we wrap the yarn round our hook twice, go into the stitch, the very last stitch, bring the yarn through. And any stitches that are double crochet or bigger, we just pull through 2 until we get to the end. So we yarn over, pull through 2, do that again, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We've got 1 loop left, so we can stop, and we've worked a treble. Okay, so hopefully you got your next row. Row 3 looks like this. And we're going to move on to row 4, which is going to be in the same colour. So hopefully all our tail ends end up at the same side. So for row 4, we chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and turn. And as you can see, things are a little bit different this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to work 3 double crochet in this very first stitch. So the stitch below the chains, we're going to work 3 double crochet, just normal double crochets, or trebles in UK terms. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you've got 3 double crochet in that first stitch. Then we're going to work 1 single crochet in this chain 1 space that we previously skipped. So we're going to put our hook into this chain 1 space, bring the yarn through, then wrapping it around the chain 1 space and the 7 chains you got here. I'm going to lock them into place with a single crochet, like that. So this single crochet is going to sort of join these together like in a bow shape. And then in the next stitch, which is going to be the center of this cluster of decreases, we're going to work 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go straight into this stitch where all these double crochet 6 together came from. We go into there, bring the yarn through and work 3 double crochet. This is very similar to the first row. 1, 2, and 3. Then we chain 1 and another 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so it looks like this. 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. And we repeat that all the way to the end as well. So now we've got our 7 chains again. So we look for that chain 1 space below from the previous row. Put your hook into the chain 1 space and wrapping it around the chain 1 and the 7 chains. Bring the yarn through, work a single crochet. That locks it into place. Then repeat the same thing. So find the next decrease cluster, and in the stitch in the middle we go into there and work 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. And repeat that all the way to the end. So 3 double crochet, 2 and 3, chain 1, another 3 double crochet, 1, 2, okay, my yarn's getting tight. Let's move the pink out of the way. 2 and one more, 3. Then we find our next 7 chains and our 1 chain space. Put your hook into there, work that single crochet around everything to lock it into place. And when you get to the end, what we're going to do is we're just going to work 3 double crochet in the last stitch. So find this group, this decrease cluster, and find the stitch, the main stitch, go into there and work 3 double crochet. 1, 2 and 3. And then just to finish up, we're going to work a double crochet in the top of these 4 chains. So find the top chain and into there as neatly as you can, just work another double crochet. So that finishes the end off like so. And then we can swap back to our pink colour or add a new colour. So what I might do, just because I'm working with 2 colours, is I might just bring up, I haven't fastened off, so I might just bring up this pink, bring it through, make sure I'm not distorting my work, and just pull that down and join it in a chain 1. But you can cut your yarn. If you do it like this, you can just then work a nice border around your project to hide any tail ends. It's entirely up to you. So for now we're working with either a new colour or our previous colour. We turn our work and we're going to work row 5. So this is the 3rd row we want to repeat. And again, we're going to chain 4. So chain 1, 2, 3, and 4, chain 4, turn, and we're going to go straight into a double crochet 6 together this time because we've got this valley dip here already. But we're going to skip the very first stitch below our chain. So we skip that one, go into the next stitch, pull through 2, stop, and we need to do this 6 times. So into the next stitch, pull through 2, stop, yarn over into the next stitch, pull through 2. Then after we've done 3, we need to skip that previous single crochet and find the next stitch, pull through 2, yarn over again into the next stitch, pull through 2, and then one more time yarn over into the next stitch. Stitch number 6, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all loops to double crochet 6 together. And it's very similar to the previous, not the previous row, but the one before. So we're going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Chain 7, and then we double crochet the next 6 together. So we yarn over, we want to skip the chain 1 space, we'll need that later. Go into the next stitch, start there, pull through 2, it's always hard that first one. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull through 2, yarn over into the 3rd stitch, pull through 2, then yarn over, skip the previous single crochet, work into the next stitch, pull through 2, yarn over into the 5th stitch, pull through 2, and then one more into the 6th stitch, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, like so. Then we repeat that again. We chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we've still got one dip, so we're going to double crochet 6 together. So we're going to skip the chain 1 space, go into the next stitch, pull through 2, yarn over to the next stitch, pull through 2, and again to the next stitch, pull through 2. Then after the 3rd one, we skip the single crochet and into the next stitch, pull through 2, next stitch, pull through 2, and then one more, our 6th stitch. It's a tongue twister. Pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all 7 loops. Okay, then when we get to the end, we do something a little bit different. We're just going to chain 3. We don't want to chain 7, it's too long. So we just chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to work a double crochet in the top of these 4 chains. So find your top chain, put your hook into there as neatly as you can, and work a double crochet. I'm sure you can do a neater job than me. So that's the end of row 5, and then our last repeat row, row 6, what we're going to do is we're not going to chain 4 for a change. We're actually just going to do a chain 1 and turn, and we're going to do 1 single crochet in this 1st stitch. So go into this 1st stitch and work 1 single crochet. Then we are going to skip these 3 chains, and then in this cluster of decreases in this stitch, we're going to do the same thing again as we've done before. We do 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So go into there, do 3 double crochet to begin. 1, 2, 3. Then chain 1, another 3 double crochet in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. And then if you remember, what we do here is we find the chain 1 space from this previous row, put your hook into there, and wrapping it around the chain 1 and these 7 chains, we do a single crochet and lock that into place. Then in the next cluster, same as here, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. And just repeat that to the end. So the pattern it's quite an easy repeat. So even though you're repeating 4 rows, every time you start a row, you should know what to do at the beginning, chain 1. So it should help you as you crochet to remember what to do, hopefully. So it's quite an easy repeat, in my opinion. 2 and 3, because it's like, oh, I've forgotten what to do next, but oh, I can see it's the chain 7, so I find the chain 1 space and I work that single crochet. Helps you to remember. Then the last circle, semicircle, we find the stitch in the middle and work 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. There's always little extra bits on the end of the row, so do check the pattern and don't miss the extra stitches you might need at the end. Chain 1, 3 double crochet, 2 and 3. So row 6 ends with something a little bit unusual. We're going to find the previous double crochet, this grey one here. So we're going to skip these chains and we're going to find this stitch here at the top of this previous stitch and put our hook into there and work a single crochet like that. So you're working into not the previous row but the one before that in the last stitch there, and that's the end of the 6th row. So then you would go back to your 3rd row and start repeating row 3. So row 3, 4, 5 and 6 are the rows you want to repeat. So we would then join our next colour or bring up our previous colour. So for me it's this grey, so I would just join this grey. And if we have a look at row 3 again, we started with a chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, turn, and immediately we can guess that we need to double crochet just 3 together. So we skip the stitch below the chains and then we double crochet the next 3 together, which is the same as row 3, and we just repeat those 4 rows. So I'm not going to show all those rows again. You can just go back to the beginning of row 3 and figure out what to do. And then you know next you've got to chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And we know then we would have to double crochet 6 together, skipping that chain 1 space and that single crochet in the middle. So there we go. That is the Harlequin stitch with a few little different changes, that happy berry changes, just to make the edges really nice and neat, because sometimes some of these stitches the ends can be a little bit tight, but I find just adding that treble, which was on the end of row, funny enough, row 3, so it'd be the end of this row, just adds a little bit of extra room on the end. And like I said, if you use 3 colours, you can end up with this very, very beautiful pattern here, alternating between the grey, the pink and the white, then back to grey, pink and white. So you got your first change, it's actually the wrong way around, so started here, you got your first chains and you got your second row, so that's very unique. Then you go into your first repeat row, row 3, 4, 5 and 6. And the grey one here went back to 3, 4, 5 and 6, and the pink one went back to 3, and so on and so forth. So you may be asking, well, how do I finish to make it nice and square at the end? Because you don't want to end up with a bubbly bit here, or maybe you do. And it's very simple. I just kind of followed the rules of whatever row came next, and I just worked single crochets. So here I had some chains, the 3 chains, so I just worked some single crochets into there. I think I did 3, and then I worked a single crochet into the stitch. Then I had more chains, so I worked a couple of single crochets in there, then I did that join with the 1 chain space. So it's just basically just single crochets all the way to the end, creating a nice neat stitch count. So I found with this chunky yarn, it may be different if you use different weight yarns, that I just, in the chains, I just worked 2 single crochet, then single crochet into the stitches. So a nice neat square finish. And there we go, that is the Harlequin stitch. So if we unraveled this, let's see how we would finish this. So if we had finished on a nice neat row 6 and we joined our yarn here, it may be slightly different to working single crochets because you don't have any chains, you've actually got the fans instead. So what you can do is, we can still start with a chain 4, 2, 3 and 4, turn, and we want to fill in and square off this shape here. So what we could do is we could still work the 3 double crochet together, skipping that first stitch. So I'm going to double crochet 3 together, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, double crochet 3 together. So it's like the beginning of row 3 again, but instead of chaining 7 to get all the way over here, what I'm going to do is just chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go into that chain 1 space and do a single crochet. And do that again, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then do my double crochet 6 together. So this is just finishing, this is not row 3, but it's very similar to row 3. 2, 3, I'm still going to skip that previous single crochet and go into the next stitch. 1, 2 and 3, and then pull through 2, double crochet all those together, all 6 together. Then I would just chain 3, not 7. 1, 2, 3. Work that single crochet into the chain 1 space, and repeat. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Double crochet 6 together. 1, 2, and 3. Skip the previous single crochet. Do the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, join all those together. It's tough. And then when we get to the end, we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to double crochet. It's very similar to row 3. We're going to double crochet. We're going to chain 3, work a single crochet in the chain 1 space, then chain another 3, 1, 2, 3, and finish with double crochet 3 together. Then we have a look at how we finish row 3, which, like I said, has that unique treble. So we double crochet 3 together. That leaves us with 1 stitch, and we just work that treble. So wrap the yarn around your hook twice, go into that last stitch, then pull through 2 until you get to the end. Pull through 2, pull through 2. So basically, this finishing row is very similar to row 3, but what I've done is I've cut down the chain 7 into a chain 3 and added a single crochet. And what that does, it just stops you having these loose group of 7 chains if you want to finish off the project. So it creates a nice straight edge, but with no big loops of chains. So there we go. That's how you would finish if you ended on a sort of shell ending. And if you ended on just a non-shell edging, so you end on a decrease edging, then you can just work single crochet. So I really hope that's given you some ideas on how to finish these projects. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I hope you managed to follow along, and maybe you've learned a new stitch, or maybe it's just refreshing your memory, but hopefully you'll give it a try. And if you check out my Member Plus area, subscription area on my website, then you can get this little cute washcloth pattern as an exclusive pattern using the same stitch. And a huge thank you to all my current Member Plus members. These types of videos would not be possible without you guys, so huge thank you. But I will see you soon for some more crochet crafting fun. That's all from Happy Berry this month. I'll see you for another stitch study next month. Thanks for watching. Bye.